Hi everybody, MTG Openings back again, this time with Magic Fate Reforged Booster Box opening. This is the first opening I'm going to do of at least 3. We'll see if I open any more after that. I have a feeling it'll only be 3 this time, but who knows. So as you can see, it's sealed. I picked these up earlier today. Today is actually release day, the 23rd. So hot off the presses, if you will. I hope everyone had a good time at the pre-releases, and I hope everyone's getting some good packs and boxes. Without further ado, we're going to dive right in here. As per my other videos, I probably will spend a little time on the first pack just to, show all the cards. The artwork is fantastic from the whole set. After that, we'll skim by everything else and mostly just show the rares and talk about them. So, without further ado here, we will do pack number 1. So far the set looks super awesome, really fun to play with. I can't wait to draft with it this week at my local game store. We'll see. So, Sultai Runemark is the very first card. Abzan Runemark. These two seem to be together. Every time I watch a video or open a pack, I always get both of them. It's very strange. Avian Surveyor, Ancestral Vengeance, War Flare, Soul Summon, Right into Being. Wow, this is a strong pack. Wow, Bathe in Dragonfire, Map the Wastes, Lightning Shrieker, who I don't like, but he's come around for some people. They seem to like him a little bit. I saw a few played, even at the top tables at the pre-release I 4-0'd. I'm still not convinced, but maybe. First uncommon, oh my goodness, this is a strong pack. Pyrotechnics, second is Humble Defector, third is Rite of Undoing, and our rare is Wild Call. So Wild Call is X and 2 green. Manifest the top card of your library, then put X +1/+1 counters on it. Manifest check top card of your library, put it face down as a 2/2 creature, if you didn't know. So, definitely a limited card. It's great because X can be 0. So it's always a 2/2 for 2, a 3/3 for 3, and so on. So it's definitely good. And obviously if you get a creature with it, it's all gravy. That's excellent because you can then flip it up and has counters. So, and our land is a Scoured Barrens. So, and a monk token. So you'll notice this set, you won't get any basic lands. You only get these gain lands or a fetch land from Khans. So the gain lands here, refugee lands, whatever you want to call them, they're actually Fate Reforged cards. The fetch lands are not. They're from Khans still. So leave a comment below. What's your first pick from this pack? World Call is good, but I don't know if it's the best one. I think Pyrotechnics is probably my first pick, but we will see what everyone else says in the comments below. Alright, so like I said, after that first pack, we're going to kind of go a bit faster and just show the rares. So sit back, enjoy. Let's hope for a great box here. So we got some, here are commons, here's the uncommons, and the rare Monastery Siege. So it's our first siege. There's a whole cycle of these. This is the blue one, obviously. It's 2 and a blue. As Monastery Siege enters the battlefield, you pick Khans or Dragons. If you pick Khans, you draw a card during your draw step, an additional card, and then discard a card. And if you pick Dragons, spells your opponent cast to target you or opponents you control, cost 2 more. Good limited card. Might see a little bit of play if blue is a strong enough thing in standard. I'm putting one in my EDH deck for sure. So, and then a Rugged Highlands and a tip card. Next pack here. Oh, it felt kind of funny actually. Weird. Sultai Emissary is common, it's pretty good. Well, this is a strong pack too. Uncommons are, High Priest, Wild Slash. Our rare is Mastery of the Unseen. So definitely a limited card, good card. Not great card, but good. 1 and a white, whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. And you pay 3 and a white and you manifest the top card of your library. So it gives you reoccurring flip cards potentially. So it's good. And the land is a Windscarred Crag. And a tip card. Master of the Unseen, some people seem a little high on it. right now. I mean, in limited, of course. It's not going to see any constructed play. I played against one at the pre-release. It was fine, but I mean, is that really what you want to be doing with 4 mana? I'm not so sure. So we'll see about that. The artwork, like I was saying, is fantastic in all these. Dragon Rage, Word Scale Dragon, Goblin Boomkeg, and our rare is Archfiend of Depravity. So Archfiend helped me a lot. The midnight pre-release I played at, he's a 3 and 2 black, 5/4 flying. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, they produce 2 creatures and they sacrifice the rest. So some people are saying, how is that any good? Does it do much? It is pretty good. I mean, it keeps them from only having 2 creatures, or they have to decide if something in their hand is worth getting rid of something else they have in play, and it's at their end step, so that's nice. So I mean, they basically have to pick on their turn. It's not like it's during your turn, so they do get to attack you with whatever creatures they have, but then they have to sacrifice a bunch. So, and he's obviously a 5/4 flyer, so that's good. We got a foil mountain, so you can only get basic lands if they're foil in these packs. Otherwise, you had to get them in your Ujin Fate boosters from the pre-release or at the pre-constructed decks. And the land is a Blossoming Sands and a warrior token. So, next pack here. There's obviously some really strong cards in this set we're looking to get. I mean, fetch lands, which aren't even in the set. We want to get as many of those as, humanly possible, of course. And then a bunch of the mythics, and even a few of the rares are pretty good. For our rare here is Shamanic Revelation. It's 3 and 2 green, and you draw a card for each creature you control. And then Ferocity, you gain 4 life for each creature you control if you have a creature with power 4 or greater. Oh. Sorry, you only gain 4 life for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. My fault. So, and then we got a Bloodstained Mire. So, our first fetch land. I'm hoping to get 1 per box. Maybe I'd like to average more than 1 per box. We're pretty early in this box, so hopefully we'll see another one here. Yes, Bloodstained Mire is the cheapest of all of them, but still a $10 bill in my pack. So, along with a rare. So, we are not complaining about that. Diving right into the next one here. There seems to be a lot more removal in this set. I mean, it's things like Whisk Away, and Sandblast, speaking they show up. But I still think it's good. There's a Sandstep Outcast. That card does work. It is. I don't know if it's always first pickable, but it is a good card for sure. Lightform also good. Our rare is a Rally of the Ancestors. So, Rally of the Ancestors is kind of a wonky and not so great card. Probably one of the worst rares in this set. Limited or otherwise, X2 white, return creatures with current mana cost X less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile them at the beginning of your next upkeep. Exile Rally of the Ancestors. So it doesn't give them haste. So it's only a defensive card. Land is Bloodfell Caves. So like I said, it's not great. It doesn't really do as much as you want it to do. I mean, I guess it's a surprise for your opponent if they attack you, but best left for the person to your left, if you know what I mean. No reason to take that first if you have good removal like a lot of these cards in the set do. So, rare this time is Palace Siege, so that's the Black Siege, 3 and 2 black. Choose cons or dragons, and at the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature your card from your graveyard to your hand. Dragons, at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So, fun in multiplayer, fun in limited. 5 to cast enchantment. I don't think it's constructed. Another Blossoming Sands. So, the sieges, I mean, the blue one catches my eye the most for constructed because blue likes to draw cards, but I don't know if any of the sieges are that great. So. Let's see what we have in the next pack here. I think that's our first Lotus Path Djinn, so he's pretty good. Sudden Reclamation, Honors Reward, Friendly Fire, and our rare is Jeskai Infiltrator. So he's 2 and a blue, 2/3. He can't be blocked if you have no color creatures, and when he deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library and Jeskai Infiltrator. You shuffle them in a face-down pile, and then you manifest them. So you get him back as a 2/2 with another 2/2. Our land is a Thornwood Fall. So Jeskai Infiltrator is an interesting card. I think it's strong in limited, at least, but it's kind of confusing. At first when I saw it, it wasn't good, but the more I thought about it, I listened to set reviews and read some set reviews, it actually is decent because you lay it turn 3, and it blocks their morphs, and they can't block it, and then you're going to get another creature out of it for sure. So it is card advantage. Reality Shift is going to be an underrated card, I think, at least here in the beginning. It's awesome. Our rare is the Green Siege. Frontier Siege, 3 and a green. When it comes into play, you choose Cons or Dragons. If you choose Cons, each main phase you get 2 green mana. If you choose Dragons, whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. Our land is a Swiftwater Cliffs. Frontier Siege, not doing it for me. How many green flying creatures are there? I mean, I guess a Destructor Dragon would be good, but I mean, a lot of times, any flying, if you're not playing green, let's say you're playing blue-green, a lot of those flyers aren't very strong toughness, so will they even survive? I mean, I guess in a pinch it's good, but you probably didn't want to pick, I don't know, you probably would have a better card than that. Our rare in this pack, our first con, it's Shu Yun the Silent Tempest. He's 2 and a blue, 3/2, prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay a red or a white and a red or white. If you do, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. So he was my pre-release promo. Our land is a Tranquil Cove. He was my pre-release promo. When I got him down, he immediately drew removal if they had it. So if you got it turn 3, he was probably toast. But get him a little later, which, at 5 isn't so bad, because then you can activate his ability the next turn anyway. He's pretty good. Like I said, if you survived to untap with him, it was definitely a fun time. So our next rare here is we got our first foil back there. It's Dragon Scale General. It's 3 and a white, 2/3. The beginning of your end step, bolster X, where X is the number of tapped creatures you control. Bolster gives a +1/+1 counter equal to whatever the bolster value is to the creature with the lowest toughness you control. We got a foil Jeskai Sage, so that's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely a playable card in Limited. It might see play in Constructed too, so it's kind of fun to get that. And then we got a Bloodfell Caves, another warrior token. I don't think there's really a quote rare token this time. There's only 4 tokens total, so I wouldn't be that surprised if there wasn't a rare token to be had. I mean, people don't even, emblems are sometimes hard to get. I know that Windmate Rock token last in cons is hard to get. But I don't know if there's a quote rare one this time. Our rare this one, hey, it's another con. It's Dagatar the Adamant. He's 3 and a white for 0/0 vigilance, and when he enters the battlefield, he gets 4+1/+1 counters on him. You can pay 1, a green or black, and a green or black to move a +1/+1 counter from target creature onto a second target creature. So it's only 1 counter, but you can move your opponent's counters. So pretty decent. He's actually my new general in my +1/+1 counter, formerly Anafenza EDH deck. And we got a foil Abzan Kingard, and our land is a Polluted Delta. So that's our second fetch land. Polluted Delta is a good one, second best one instead of the worst one this time. So I am happy to see a Polluted Delta. Always good to try to complete those playsets if you have not already. So that's our first third. I'm pretty happy so far. We don't have a mythic yet, but I think the Polluted Delta and Bloodstained Mire at least make up for it so far. We'll see as we go here. Look, Sultai Rumark. Is there an Abzan Rumark? Hey, it's not. They must not get completely attached. Oh, I bet it's looks like we got a dragon for our rare. I kind of peeked there accidentally. You can see him. He's got black in his casting cost. Oh, so Teamer Sabertooth. One of the really good uncommons in this set. I'm looking forward to drafting him. Mind Scour Dragon, and our rare is Silumgar, the Drifting Death. It was a dragon, I was right. He's a 3/7, flying hexproof, and whenever a dragon you control attacks, creature defending player controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn. It's a limited bomb. I mean, it's a 5 to cast dragon, always good. And then we got a Windscarred Crag. So, pretty good. I mean, Silumgar is going to win you. I mean, he's slow and clunky, blocks everything, can't be killed by spot removal, so that's good. I would take him first pick for sure. Our rare is Tassagar, the Golden Fang. Tassagar is 5 and a black for Delve for 5. You can pay 2 and a green or blue and a green or blue, and put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard, then return an online card of an opponent's choice from the graveyard to your hand. So I didn't think about, if you mill 2 land and have a relevant spell, they must give you that relevant spell. And he has Delve himself, so you can even get rid of those spells you don't even want back. So he is good. Will he make being constructed? I believe the answer is 100% yes. And our land is a Thornwood Falls. So now we have, what, 3 cons. After not getting any for the first 10 or so packs, now we've gotten 3 of the 5. So we just need the red one and the green one. And now that I said that, let's see if I can predict the future and open one of them. Oh, that's a foil. So there's a red foil back there. Our rare is, our first mythic. It's Temporal Trespass. It's 8 and 3 blue, delve, take an extra turn after this one, exile Temporal Trespass. I mean, it's no Treasure Cruise, that's for sure. The Treasure Cruise, the Ancestral Recall with delve costs 8. The Time Walk costs 11. Maybe they learned their lesson. It's not ideal. Sure, some fringe people will play it or try to play it, but nothing amazing. Our next one, hey, we got a foil rare. Oh, well, this is actually really cool. So this is an Outpost Siege, which is 3 and a red. It's the Red Siege. You can choose cons or dragons at the beginning of your upkeep. If you choose cons at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library, and you can cast it. You may play it that turn, sorry. And then dragons, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, Outpost Siege deals 1 damage to that target creature or player. And the reason I'm so excited is it has this fancy watermark. So I know people have seen this, maybe not everyone. So it doesn't have a watermark when it's not foil, like, any of the other sieges, or, like this one has a watermark because it's in the Soul Tithe. Anyway, this one has a Khans of Tarkir watermark when it's one way, and a Dragons of Tarkir watermark when it's another way. So it's kind of hard to see the eyes there, dragon, Khans, dragons. So that is awesome. I haven't seen one in person yet, so that's very exciting. And our land is a Jungle Hollow. So that makes up for the not so great mythic, I suppose, to be able to see that in person. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to own one of every magic card there is. So I'll take a Temporal Trespass, but I would have liked something better for our first mythic, but we will see as the box goes on here. Our next one is, there you go, Mythic, Warden of the First Tree. So he's got a lot of text on him. He's a 1/1 for 1 green, human creature. You can pay 1 in a black or white, and he becomes a 3/3 human warrior. And then you can pay 2 in a white or black and a white or black if he's already a warrior, and he gets trample and lifelink and becomes a spirit warrior. And then if he's a spirit, you can pay 3, a white, a white and a black, a white and a black, or a white and a white and a black, and he gets 5+1/+1 counters on him. So he is awesome. Definitely goes in a bunch of decks. We got a Swift Water Cliffs. Is he going to be standard / constructed playable? I think he'll be in decks. I don't know if it's a good enough deck. I mean, obviously Abzan mid-range is good, but does that card belong in there? I don't know. He's in my EDH deck already because I opened another one in a previous, at the pre-release prizes, so I'm excited to play with him. Our next rare is our second wild call, so we already went over this once. X and 2 green manifest, put X+1/+1 counters on it, and a Scour Barrens. I think that's the exact same land we got in our first one. So, next pack here. Wild Call is fun. There's an alternate art one in the Ugin Fate pack. I don't know if anyone saw that. Our next rare is Soul Flare. So it's 4 and 2 black with Delve for 4/4, and if you delve a creature with Flying, First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Reach, Trample, or Vigilance, he gets those abilities. So that's pretty good. And a Dismal Backwater. So I had a Soul Flare at the pre-release. I did cast him as a 6 to cast 4/4 one game, but I was ahead and he was unhappy. My opponent was unhappy, and he had no problem with me ending the game sooner just by doing that. I also had nothing in play with a keyword. He is probably first pick in draft, but I'm not very excited if that's my pick. Crucible of the Spirit Dragon. So this is our only rare land in the set. It taps for a colorless. You can pay 1 and tap it and put a storage counter on it, and then you can tap it and remove X storage counters and add X mana to your mana pool of any combination of colors, and you can only spend that mana to cast dragons or spells. Dragon spells or activate abilities of dragons. And a Jungle Hollow. So the land is strictly probably EDH casual, bulk rare, but that's okay. I mean, it's fun. It's very important to the story, at least, so that's good. I wouldn't be happy with it, but at least if that's my pick, I mean, my rare, I can have an interesting pick between commons and uncommons in my draft. So our next rare is Ojitai, Soul of Winter. She's 5 a white and a green for a 5/6 flying vigilance, and whenever a dragon you control attacks, tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls, and that permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. She costs 7, but she's big enough that I think she's a bomb for sure in limited. She certainly won't see constructed play, but, you know, not every dragon, every legend can, of course. So, Windscarred Crag is the land. Moving right along here. I do like the legendary dragons, all but the green-red one, which is probably going to be in here now, right? Nope, it is Alicia, who smiles at death. So she's the 4th of 5 cons. She's the Mardu con. She's 2 and a red with a 3/2 first strike, so pretty good at turn 3 for sure. And then whenever she attacks, you can pay a black or white and a black or white, and if you do, you return target creature card with power 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So I immediately thought of raid guys with this. Bring back your guys. Raid is already triggered because you're already attacking, and you get bonus stuff happening, of course. And obviously it's Mardu, which is the raid clan, so it's pretty good synergy. I like her a lot. And then we got a foil Great Horn Krushak, and our land is a Rugged Highlands. So there's another con, like I said, that's 4 of 5. We're almost down past the second row here. I'd say we're nearing the home stretch, but we're not quite there yet. So, look more. Hey, look, the rune marks are attached to each other. Big surprise. Seems to be the way their print run is. Our next rare is Sage Eye Avengers. 4 and 2 blue for a 4/5 prowess. Whenever Sage Eye Avengers attacks, you may return target creature to its owner's hand if its power is less than Sage Eye Avengers' power. You can do this to your own guy. Let's say you want to keep playing your Avian Surveyor, except that's not a good example because it would just bounce their guy. Let's say you're a Wingmate Rock, which is the extreme example, but then you're really getting value. So, pretty good. Our land is a Jungle Hollow. It's only, 2 mythics so far. Sorry, I was going to say 1 mythic. I forgot about the Wardens. I was too distraught over the Temporal Trespass, I guess. Sibsig Host, not very good. Well, that one's alright. That's not the Tendacast one. Wild Slash, Sage's Reverie, Battle Brawler. Our rare is a Flame Rush Rider. So Flame Rush Rider is 4 and a red for a 3/3, which is not strong enough, in my opinion. Whenever he attacks, you put a token on the battlefield, tapped and attacking. That's a copy of another target attacking creature. Exile the token at the end of combat. And he has Dash, so you can play him and attack immediately for 2 and red. You need to have another creature in play. He's a 3/3. I'm not sure he's strong enough. I mean, I would first pick him because I want to play with him, but I don't think you should be very excited, unfortunately. And we got another Rugged Highlands. Not the greatest first pick. Still good enough. Fun. Dash is fun. Everyone likes that. You know, I suppose if you get some Goblin Tail Cutters in there. Oh, I guess that wouldn't trigger, huh? Because it's already attacking. Either way, I suppose there's potential, but it's going to be your first pick, right? So, I mean, who knows? Bathe in Dragonfire is a good removal spell. Hungry Yeti, I think it's one of those. Our rare is Monastery Mentor. So this is a mythic, and it's a high-profile mythic, to say the least. It is a 2 and a white, prowess 2/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you put a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess onto the battlefield. So this is going to be played probably in, or definitely in Standard, maybe in Modern, and I think in Legacy as well. So it is an all-star in the set. Happy to see it. Makes up for that Temporal Trespass for sure. Too bad there's no fetch land to follow it up, but obviously happy with the Monastery Mentor for sure. Okay, now I guess we can say we're getting to the home stretch here. 12 packs to go. Pretty happy so far with the box. I mean, obviously we have more packs to open, but I'm already pretty happy at this point. So our rare is Outpost Siege, just like the foil one. Pretty good. No fancy watermark like I was saying, but you know, not bad. That's another siege. Which one don't we have yet? And then we got a Dismal Backwater. We're missing one of the sieges. We are missing the White Siege. Whoops. Flying Magic Packs. So At the end, I'll go over the rares again. I'm not going to show you the repeats. Kind of defeats the purpose, I think. You know I got them, but no reason to see more of them. So our rare is another Frontier Siege. It's still the Green Siege, still does what it does. It's okay. I don't know if I'm happy with it as my first pick in Bloodfell Caves, but that's alright. I mean, it's a small set. I know I'm going to see repeats. I mean, there's 35 rares and 10 mythics. So I suppose it's easily, like, well, I'm not going to do the math for you, but I suppose it is definitely possible, especially if you get 6 mythics or something, to get no repeat rares, but it's probably going to happen. So our next rare, Sandstep Mastodon. This is one of the first previewed cards, well, leaked, I guess, previewed cards. It's 5 and 2 green for a 5/5 reach. And when it enters the battlefield, you bolster 5. So you get 10 power for 7 mana, and at least 5 of it reaches. Dismal Backwater is the land. So I played against him at the pre-release. Luckily, I had removal every time they tried to cast said Sandstep Mastodon, or I probably was in trouble. As a matter of fact, I was playing against the guy who played it, and he had a Supplant Form in his hand to cast on his Sandstep Mastodon the next turn. That would have been a bad day. Thankfully, I had to reach for the Shadows, I believe it was, to kill it. Our next rare is a Crux of Fate. So this is another one of those. It's a pretty high-profile card in the set. It's rare. It's 3 in double black. And you choose one. Destroy all dragons or destroy all non-dragon creatures. So in limited, you can pay 5 and just destroy a dragon or everything but a dragon or everything in play if there are no dragons. I had it with the pre-release. I was very happy to have it. My opponents were not happy to see it cast. It's awesome. The artwork's cool. It's super relevant for the story and awesome. First pick 100%. So I am happy about that. Alrighty. Moving right along here. I think I said that about 6 times already in this video. What do we have here? So I really like a bunch of the uncommons in this set. The commons aren't as strong, but that's okay. Next rare, Supplement Form. 4 and 2 blue, instant, return target creature to its owner's hand, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature. And a Thornwood Falls. I faced off against a Supplement Form at the pre-release. It's strong, for sure. A lot of times he wanted to bounce his own guy, but still seems pretty decent. I mean, I guess you're 1-for-1ing yourself, but then you get it back the next turn. Still alright, I think. I mean, obviously it's good. I think it's way better against your opponent, but that's alright. Our rare here is Kulagan the Storm's Fury. This is the black-red dragon. It's a 4/5 flying for 3 of black and a red. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, creatures you control get +1/+0 in return, and has dash for the same abilities or same mana cost. Limited bomb for sure, like most of the dragons are. Tranquil Cove is our land. I like a bunch of the dragons, like I said, only the green-red one do I not really like. Kulagan, maybe he's standard fringe playable? He might be strong enough. I don't know about any other dragons, but I like him for sure. I would be happy to first pick him. I mean, I do like black and red, so makes my life easier when building a deck, I suppose. Next rare, Citadel Siege. This is the white siege. This completes all of our sieges. It's a 2 and 2 white. You choose dragons or cons. Cons at the beginning of combat. On your turn, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Dragons at the beginning of combat. On each opponent's turn, tap target creature that player controls. We got a foil Bathe in Dragonfire and a Scour Barons. So I like Citadel Siege. It's a great limited card. It's definitely the best siege in limited. The blue one is good, but I think the white one is awesome. Both modes are relevant. I assume you'll most often pick cons, but I still could see times where you'd want the dragon mode instead. So I like it a lot. Next rare is Mardu Strike Leader. So Mardu Strike Leader is 2 and a black for a 3/2. Whenever Mardu Strike Leader attacks, you put a 2/1 black warrior creature token onto the battlefield. It's got dash for actually 1 more, so it's 3 and a black. He's awesome. You probably only get to hit with him once the dash ability if you're lucky, or once the turn after you play him since he doesn't have haste. Still very strong. If your opponent doesn't have an answer for him, he's pretty good. Another foil, it's a Renowned Weaponsmith. And our land is a Bloodfell Caves. We're getting pretty close here to the end of the box. We've got, looks like 3 packs to go. Only 3 mythics so far. I did get, what, the most expensive mythic in this set, or the second most, with that Monastery Mentor, so that's exciting. Hopefully we can pull out at least one more. Maybe an Ugin, question mark? That would be nice. Next rare is Mob Rule. Mob Rule is 4 and 2 red, and you choose to either gain control of all creatures with power 4 or greater, or all creatures with power 3 or less, and they gain haste and untap until end of turn. Limited Bomb, 100%, great card. It's not going to see any play in Constructed. It's going to be an EDH card for sure. We actually got a foil rare. It's Soul Flare, so we've already seen him. Good stuff. And then a Tranquil Cove. Oh, now we have 3 packs to go. Sorry, I miscounted. So, I do like Will of the Naga. It's a good common. I mean, there's a decent number of commons. Because I said the commons were bad, but the commons that are good are real good, like right into being. Our rare is it's another mythic. It's a Ghastly Conscription. Not a good mythic, but it's still a mythic. 5 and 2 black. Exile all creature cards from target player's graveyard in a face-down pile. Shuffle that pile, then manifest them. So you can target yourself. You can target your opponent. I wish it were all creatures or all cards, maybe. I don't know. I feel like you could get blown out with instant delve cards if you target your opponent. We got a Blossoming Sands and another warrior token. So, our next last pack here. For the next 2 videos, I'm just going to show the rares. I'm not going to read them all, but I figured with today being the release, not everyone has seen all the cards, so I figured I'd do a little bit more in these videos. There's a Valorous Stance. Our rare is a Scroll of the Masters. 2 for an artifact. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a lore counter on Scroll of the Masters. Pay 3, tap it. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each lore counter on Scroll of Masters. So not great, but it's okay. Shiftwater Cliffs. I mean, Scroll of the Masters isn't, winning too many games, I don't think. It's alright. Last pack, maybe we'll get that Ugin. Maybe we'll get Soulfire Grandmaster. I'd even like the other green mythic. We'll see. Who knows? No Ugin yet, but I only got 1 Planeswalker in my 3 boxes of Khans, so I guess I shouldn't be that surprised here. Our rare is, ironically, it's Atakar World Render, 5 a green and a red, 6/4 flying trample, and when she attacks, whenever a dragon you control attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn. It's 7 to cast, it has 4 toughness. You're not going to not take it, if it's past 2 especially, but I don't know. I don't like it very much. It dies too much of the removal, so I don't know if I would take it. I mean, I've already opened 2 other ones, so I wouldn't need it. I don't know. I'm not impressed. Switch its power and toughness or make it a 5/5 or something. I mean, it costs 7, right? It shouldn't die to a Throttle or Sandblast or whatever. And we got a Thornwood Falls. So to recap, we got the Atakar World Render. And then Ghastly Conscription, Mardu Strike Leader, Round Weapon Set Foil, Citadel Siege, Bathing Dragonfire Foil, Coolagon, Supplement Form, Crux of Fate, that's one of the really standout cards. Sand Step, Mastodon, Monastery Mentor, Flame Rush Rider, Sage Eye Vendor, Alicia Who Smiles at Death. So we missed the Green Con, Yasova. Foil, Greathorn, Krushak, Ojutai, Crucible of Spirit Dragon, Soul Flare. We also got a Soul Flare foil. Warden of the First Tree, Temporal Trespass, Outpost Siege. We got a foil and a non-foil. Tassagar, Silumgar, Dagatar, Abzan Kingguard. There's our Polluted Delta, Dragonscale General, Jeskai Siege foil, Shuyan, Frontier Siege. We got another one of those too. Jeskai Infiltrator, Palace Siege, Rally of the Ancestors, Shamanic Revelations, Bloodstained Mire, Archfiend of Depravity, Monastery Siege, and we got 2 Wild Calls. So, I'm happy with the box. I wish we would have got one more of, not dollar mythic, but I really can't complain. Warden of the First Tree, Monastery Mentor. I'm happy. We just started a new Facebook page. The link will be in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. Like I said at the beginning, what's your first pick in that first pack I opened? And be sure to like the video and stay tuned for boxes 2 and 3 They'll definitely be shorter than this one. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time. See ya.